on page 41 of your lab manual, we're going to look at the first example together for Excel Lab 4, and then you guys will do the exercises by yourself. So for the practice problem, the first thing that we're supposed to do is put our name in cell A1, and then label column A as voltage. We want to put that in cell A3 with our units. And then we want to label column B as torque. So we'll put that in cell B3 with its units. And so now we're going to enter the values underneath the voltage, the 5.12, 6.32, 8.98, 10.47, and 11.64. And then under the torque column, 0.14, 0.27, 0.28, and 0.42, and 0.53. Alright, so once we have our data in, then we want to create a scatter plot. So we're going to highlight our data, go to Insert, Scatter, and we want the one with only markers. And then right here under Chart Layouts, we want to pick this very first chart layout, and we want to title our axes. So the x-axis is our voltage. And the y-axis is our torque. And our graph, we can title it, it is voltage versus torque. So now we have our scatter plot and we have it all labeled. You can move it around wherever you need to so that it all fits on one page. Remember that that is a requirement of your labs, is that you don't want to have a graph hanging over from one page to the next. So for me, probably I should move my graph down here. Okay. So now we want to insert a trend line. So if you come down here and right click on any one of your points, choose Add Trend Line. We want linear chosen. We want to display the equation on the chart, and we want to display the R² value. And then click Close. So here's our equation. We can move it over. We can even make it a little bit bigger. So we can see it better. Alright, so got our steps. We've put our trend line in. Now, step 4, we want a column for predicted values. What we have here is the actual data, and we can use our equation to predict values. So we're going to say predicted torque. So we labeled column C as predicted torque, and we're going to copy the equation from the chart. What you can do, you can type it in yourself. As a matter of fact, let's do that. Let's just type it in ourselves. So right here, we're going to type equals 0.0516 times, instead of the x, we're going to reference where our x coordinate is, which is in cell A4, minus 0.1106, and then press enter. And so there's our predicted torque. Now remember, once you've done it once, you only have to do it that one time. We can come down to the bottom right corner, and we can drag, and there we go. It fills in all of the predicted torques for us. Even better than that, we can get Excel to calculate some additional values. So step 5 is using the model to make predictions. We can add other voltage values, so we can add some other X values to column A, and find the predicted torque values by pulling down the columns. So let's start with using the model to predict the torque given two different voltage values here. So the first one is 7.45. And notice it goes ahead and it fills it in for me right away. And then the other is 12.76. But now let's say, what if Excel didn't do that for you? Okay, mine automatically filled in. What if yours didn't? Just come right down here to the bottom right corner, click, and drag. We can also go the other way. If I give you a Y value, you can find the X value. In order to do that, we need a program called GoalSeek. So let's start with if the torque is 0.35, so 0.35 predicted torque in my Y, or in my predicted torque column, so column C, and I'm going to press enter. Don't do that. Drag it down. So come up here, drag your formula down. Don't type in 0.35. Drag your formula down to a blank row, so there's nothing in my cell A11. Click on Data, What If Analysis, GoalSeek. So what we want now, this is where the 0.35 goes, because I want this cell C11, where my formula is, I want that to be 0.35. So I'm telling Excel, make that cell be 0.35. And I want you to do that by changing cell A11, where I put my X coordinates. And if you click OK, there you go, it will do it for you. 8.926, da 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 da. All right, let's do the same thing again. We're going to drag this down one more time. Data, What If Analysis, GoalSeek. And so we want to set cell C12 to 12.9 this time by changing cell A12. Click OK, and there it is, 252.1434109. So that is how you do all the stuff that you are going to need for Excel Lab 4. Good luck.